Guys, now we're going to be looking at day 2, lesson 2. Now, in this lesson, we're talking about being able to solve take from with change unknown math stories with drawings. Now, this first one is done for you, but I still want to talk about how you should go about solving a problem like this. Even though this is a review, this is still important that you remember the steps and your thinking behind these different word problems. So, this word problem says Kate made 7 cookies. Bill ate some. Now Kate has 5 cookies. How many cookies did Bill eat? So first you'd read the first sentence. Kate made 7 cookies. Well, that means you would draw 7 circles, which these are already done for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bill ate some. Well, this sum doesn't tell us anything. It just tells us our mystery. We don't really know how many, so we can't really draw anything from this. Now, Kate has 5 cookies. Now, we know that Kate has 5 cookies, so we can circle the 5 cookies that Kate had now, since that's the part that we know. Now, how many cookies did Bill eat? Well, that's the cookies that we did not circle. That's these 2 that are X'd out. So let's do our number bond. We know that Kate made 7 cookies. That is our whole. So 7 is our whole. It says Bill ate some. That's going to be our missing part, the part we had to figure out. Now Kate had 5 cookies. That 5 is going to be one of our parts. Now we knew that, looking at our picture, that Bill ate 2 of them because that's how many was left. So that's our other part. So our number sentence is going to be 7 minus 5 equals 2. Because there were 7 cookies. We didn't know how many Bill ate, but we knew that Kate had 5 at the end. So 7 minus 5 equals the 2 that Bill ate. So Bill ate 2 cookies. Now, looking at this next one, this is an opportunity for you guys to try to do this one on your own. Now, remember that whenever you're doing this, to chunk it to try to make it easier for you to be able to draw and to be able to solve. If you want to, you can pause the video and solve this on your own, and then press play when you're done, to where you will be ready with your answers to be able to check your work. You may pause now. Alrighty guys, let's check your work. So it says, on Monday, Tim had 8 pencils. On Tuesday, he lost some pencils. On Wednesday, he has 4 pencils. How many pencils did Tim lose? Now, let's look at this and let's just chunk it. Remember, chunking it just means to just read a sentence or a piece of a sentence and see if there's something we can draw from it. If there is, we can draw something. If not, we have to just keep on going. So it says, on Monday, Tim had 8 pencils. Can we draw something? Well, yes, we can. We can draw Tim's 8 pencils. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is Tim's 8 pencils. On Tuesday, he lost some pencils. Well, we don't know how many he lost. So there's really not anything that we can draw or do to our picture right now. It says on Wednesday, he has 4 pencils though. So we know that on Monday he had 8. He lost some on Tuesday, but then on Wednesday he now has 4 pencils. So that means we're going to circle 4 pencils, or 4 of these circles that represent our pencils. And I'm going to put a 4 on top to label it with a number, and I'm also going to put a W for Wednesday. So now we have to figure out how many pencils did Tim lose. Well, this right here is going to be our mystery. This is going to be how many he lost. So now let's go to our tape diagram. I'm sorry, not our tape diagram, our number bond. So looking at our number bond, we can fill in some of the information that we know so far. So we know that on Monday, Tim had 8 pencils, which is our whole. That's how many he had. So I'm going to put a P for pencils. Then we know that he lost some, but we don't know exactly how many just yet. But we know on Wednesday, he has 4 pencils. So we can put a 4 in the box on the number bond, and then put a W for Wednesday. Now, this other box is going to be for how many he lost. I'm going to put a question mark and an L for lost. Now we can count to see how many are left that we did not circle, and that will be our missing part. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 that he lost. So 8 is our whole, which we know whenever we're subtracting, it's our whole minus our part equals our other part. So we know it's 8 minus the 4 that was on Wednesday equals the 4 that was lost. So how many did Tim lose? Tim lost 4 pencils. Alrighty, guys. Now I'm going to have Miss Moyer talk about the 2 that is on the back.
All right, boys and girls. So number 3, we're going to read that together. Number 3 says, a store had 6 shirts on the rack. Now there are 2 shirts on the rack. How many shirts were sold? So let's go ahead and read that again, and we're going to draw what we can draw, what we know. The first sentence says, a store had 6 shirts on the rack. Let's stop. What do we know? We know there were 6 shirts on the rack. So let's draw our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next sentence says, now there are 2 shirts on the rack. So what can we do with those 2? Those are the 2 that we know, so we can circle the 2 that we know. I'm going to label it, put an R for rack. Those are the 2 that are on the rack. Then the question says, how many shirts were sold? Well, let's stop real quick before we solve that problem, and let's fill out what we know in our number bond. We know that there were 6 shirts on the rack. Those are what we have. It didn't say any more. It didn't say how many more, anything like that. So we know that that is our whole. Then it says, now there are 2 shirts on the rack. So we know that these 2 shirts are on the rack. So we can write our part in the number bond. Now we need to count what's left to find out how many shirts they sold. That's going to be our missing part. So let's count what we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our missing part is 4. Now, how can we write a number sentence to help us solve that? We know that we had 6 shirts. That's our whole. We know that we can take away the 2 that were left on the rack, and then we will be left with what was sold, which would be 4. Let's go ahead and fill out our statement. Blank shirts were sold. 4 shirts were sold. All right, boys and girls, let's go to the last one on this page. I'm going to pause real quick. I want you to go ahead and try to do this on your own. Pause the video. Try to work this on your own. Have a parent help you read if you need help, and go ahead and solve it. All right, boys and girls, let's check our work. Number 4 says there were 9 children at the park. Some children went inside. 5 children stayed. How many children went inside? All right, let's go ahead and read it again and see what we can draw. There were 9 children at the park. Let's stop. Is there something we can draw? Yes, we have 9 children at the park. We're going to draw 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The next sentence says some children went inside. Ooh, we don't know what some is. They didn't give us a part there, so we can't really do anything with that. So let's move on to the next sentence. The next sentence says 5 children stayed. Ooh, we have a number here. We have that number word for 5. So let's circle that part that we know. 5 children stayed, and we're going to just label that as 5 children that stayed. Then our question says, how many children went inside? All right, so now that we have some information, let's fill out what we can for the number bond. We know that there were 9 children at the park. That is our whole. Then we know that 5 children stayed. That is going to be the part that we know. And now we're looking for how many children went inside. So we can label that part. Let's go ahead and count what we have left. That's going to be our missing part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 children went inside. Let's write a number sentence that can help us solve that problem by subtracting. We know that we had 9 children. That's our whole. And we know in first grade we always take away from that whole. We know that 5 children stayed inside. That was the part we know, so we're going to take that away from our whole. And then we're left with 4, which was our missing part. Let's fill out our statement. 4 children went inside. All right, guys, so that is the end of our lesson 2, but we have a sprint that we're going to do. So you guys know that you do this in about a minute. So go ahead and pause the video and have your parent time you for 1 minute to see how many that you can get done. And then we're going to go ahead and check your work and give you the answers after that. So pause the video, time for 1 minute, solve those problems, and then you can unpause the video and we'll give you those answers.
Alrighty, guys, let's go over the answers for these. Number 1 is 11. Number 2 is 12. Number 3 is 14. Number 4 is 13. Number 5 is 10. Number 6 is 11. Number 7 is 13. Number 8 is 12. Number 9 is 13. Number 10 is 13. Number 11 is 14. Number 12 is 14. Number 13 is 15. Number 14 is 15. Number 15 is 15. Oopsies. Number 16 is 12. Number 17 is 12. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry for my handwriting. Number 18 is 11. Number 19 is 12. Number 20 is 13. Number 21 is 13. Number 22 is 18. Number 23 is 9. Number 24 is 9. Number 25 is 8. Number 26 is 9. Number 27 is 8. Number 28 is 5. Number 29 is 7. And number 30 is 7. Alrighty, guys. Now that is it for day 1 and day 2. I hope that you guys were able to enjoy these videos, and I hope that it helped you guys throughout these 2 days. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.